Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like a landslide, or following RFK's or Kristine's medical advice, or cancer.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like Ghanaian art? Did I get the right country?
Yeah.
Or watching The Nanny, or working a double shift.
Oh, man. You know what I like to hear on the double?
Our theme song?
Hit it.
We could dance to that.
Sure we could.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Goblin down, Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome yourself.
First things first.
Yeah?
Did you finish your work this weekend?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew I could make
You
my
plowed
deadline.
through.
I plowed through.
Awesome.
And I got it done. Got it turned in.
Love it.
Yeah, so that was a big relief. Woo-hoo-hoo.
You have a story? Quoth the raven nevermore?
Oh, yeah.
What is this? She, you know how people vague post? Well, Kristine vague texted Garen and I and said,
I did.
Sven is coming home with a raven
Yeah.
and wouldn't give us any more information.
I didn't have much more
No,
information.
I know. So
at
what
that
is the
point.
story
So yeah,
here?
he texted me and said, I'm bringing home a raven. And, I have to show you something else, Danielle. I said, one second, because I need to tell you.
Sure.
I said, more info, please.
Uh-huh.
And he said, the raven got injured. I think it's a young one.
Outside of a store?
Outside of his store. Do we still have the small dog crate? And I want to bring him to the Pasadena Humane Society later. I hope that's okay with you.
Okay.
And I just basically said, don't get rabies. And that was our last exchange. And then I picked up the kids from school and had to take them over to their math tutoring. Mathnasium.
Where they did
where they climbed,
Al-Qaeda trading.
they climbed the
Right.
numbers.
Right.
But, it's in a different town.
Yeah, the cheaper numbers.
The cheaper numbers. And we realized he had to take Alex to a different town to get her glasses. So it's this whole thing where it's like, he thinks I'm at home. I'm in a different town. Like I'm in Eagle Rock. He's on the way to our house. So we're all on the phone. And I'm like, you got to come to Eagle Rock to pick up Alex. And he's like, well, I have a raven in my trunk. And I'm like, huh. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to drop off the raven in the garage, wash my hands, and then I'll come get Alex.
Did he have was the raven in a box?
Yeah, it was in like a
a
milk crate. So like a
okay.
a plastic crate with some kind of lid. And then he sent us some pictures, and I was like, oh my God, this poor bird is really in bad shape.
Oh.
It wasn't like it just had a bent wing.
Yeah.
I have some pictures if you guys want to see it. You don't
Okay.
have to look if you don't want to. It's really, really in bad shape. Like all of its feathers are gone.
Whoa.
We think it got electrocuted.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it looks really, really bad.
Oh, no.
And so I didn't actually see it in person because when I came back to the house, I had to run out and go to the grocery store to get stuff for dinner. And I was like, oh, I'll take a look at it when I come back.
Yeah.
And then by then, the Humane Society had already come and picked it up.
Oh, you never got to see it?
I didn't. He took a video, which I asked him to send me because I thought if you guys wanted to see the video, I only have pictures right now. But yeah, they came with like an animal control officer, and the Humane Society came really fast. And then they're going to take it back to the Humane Society in Pasadena and try to rehab it.
Oh, I guess I didn't know they did that.
They do. They rehab, at least Pasadena Humane. I don't know about other
Yeah.
ones. They're like a pretty advanced facility.
I was going to say, I think it's where you live.
They do really like wild animal rehab as well as just dogs and cats. I don't know about like specifically Pasadena Humane is pretty incredible.
Well, good for Sven. That's so nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was in like really bad shape. So let me see if he sent me
I wonder if they can grow back their feathers. I mean, obviously they lose feathers.
Oh, he did send me the video. Do either of you want to see the picture?
Sure.
Let me see. This is...
How's the bird at math?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say excellent. You know they hold grudges, right?
I know crows have incredible memories. Is it the same for ravens?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know as much, and I don't even know how to tell the difference.
I don't either.
But
They also talk to each other and tell people about bad actors in their vicinity. Like if a human
Crows
fucks
do?
with a crow,
Yeah.
the crow will tell other crows about
Yeah.
that human, and they will all
Yeah.
act aggressive towards that
It's
human.
wild.
it's so wild.
insane.
It's really bizarre.
The
me
Birds
see.
is a documentary.
I was going to say, I wonder if it's based on
They saw it, and that's where
facts.
they got the idea from.
that's where the birds got
Told
the
each other
idea.
all about the movie.
They love Hitchcock.
Oh, they adore
There's
him.
three.
Ironically, that's not their favorite. They love rope.
There's 3 photos. Well, it's a better film.
It is any one of them is a better film.
Yes.
The Birds is not a good movie.
No,
it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
They're remaking it.
They're remaking it.
Yeah. Oh, this poor thing.
Well, now that's one maybe they could remake because it wasn't
They could make it better.
good to begin with.
Who's
but-
going to play Tippi Hedren? I'm going to say
it's-
Scarlett Johansson.
No, it's going to be a show. It's going to be a series.
Oh, okay.
a series?
Someone posted, are they going to include Land's End? The Birds 2.
What?
I didn't get the reference.
The Birds 2? Land's End? You never heard of that?
No, that's a
It's
movie.
a Showtime original movie.
No, I don't
in the
know it. I was
90s.
like, Land's End, the shopping, like the
No,
tote?
but on that's what. Yeah,
The tote everybody wants?
but on Mystery Science Theater they did a movie. I think it's called The Burdening or something. And it's so funny. I mean, it's so ridiculously like you can see the wires on the birds. Like
I think
it's
there's Birdemic too. Is that
that's
another
it.
one?
That's it.
Oh,
Birdemic.
Birdemic.
I think that's it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this crow is. I mean, this raven is so sweet.
I know, his little...
So he is standing up.
Yeah, but he's like, you can see the bones of all of his,
Yeah.
where his feathers were, poor guy. I hope we can like check in on him.
Yeah.
I hope we're able to. I don't know like if that's a possibility. We'll find out. The other thing though that I just came across when I was looking at these texts is, did you guys happen to watch the John Oliver? I didn't realize we've missed months.
I've missed months.
I swear we were checking, I thought, like once a week because I was like, is John Oliver back? Is John Oliver back? Is John Oliver back? And then just last night I go, can we see if John Oliver's back? And then it was like, he's been back since
Yeah.
February. And I'm like, we've missed
So have we.
so much. So we watched an episode last night where he was talking about the Ghanaian art movie posters. Do you guys know about this?
No.
So briefly, I just want to tell you, I don't want to take up all the talk time because I know you guys have a lot to say.
I got nothing.
Well, this is really fascinating. If audience members have already heard this, sorry, you have to hear it twice. But in Ghana, at some point, I think in the 80s, they got access to American films with, video cassettes and TVs, but they didn't have any access to movie posters because they didn't have access to like mass printing.
Okay.
So they had Ghanaian artists who would paint renderings of the posters.
Okay.
And they would make them like wildly different than the actual movies.
I just saw one.
They showed one of Ghost where it's like Whoopi Goldberg's exploding through Demi Moore's stomach, and often they would make the movies like sexier and wilder than the actual movies were, and so exactly show that to Danielle, the Purple Rain one.
Okay, so there's the actual thing of Prince on the motorcycle in the actual pose he's in, but he's holding a handgun. And then over him, a larger person from like the shoulders up is holding what is that, an automatic weapon?
Yes.
A woman. Is there any gunplay in?
I don't think so. That's vanity, right?
Yeah. Or is it Apollonia? I don't know.
Maybe it's Apollonia.
So I was like, Sven, I want to get one of these posters like of a movie or something like. So he was looking through the website. I was too tired. But the one he found, I don't think I'll get this one, but of course I have to show it to you, Danielle.
Okay.
He goes, Chris, they have a Cheers one. So I want you to see.
And this is they actually made these
Yes, they
to advertise
Yes.
these TV shows and movies.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm looking at Cheers. again, why is everyone armed?
That's their whole thing.
Oh, the star is Lilith.
I know.
She's the star.
Lilith is the star.
Okay, that's hysterical. So do they not watch the show?
Well, I think because the idea of Ghanaian cinema was making everything more sexy and more violent because it would draw audiences to they would do a lot of outside screenings. And so if they added like women in bikinis or gun violence, more people would show up. And then sometimes people would leave disappointed because they'd be like, nobody has guns. Like they'd show a movie like...
Yeah, Kirstie Alley has a hash pipe.
I know. It's hilarious.
Diane does not look like Shelley Long at all.
No.
The outfit's right.
Yeah, like they got a lot.
She has I didn't say she has a bloody machete. Lilith is wearing like dominatrix boots and then a suit.
Yes. But I love that Lilith is like the main
She's the star.
The
only one who's not packing. Oh no. No, not everyone's packing. But it's funny because they're also mixing because they have Coach and Woody.
Yeah, they have all the
Diane and
iterations of Cheers.
Yeah.
They have them all mixed on the poster.
Rebecca.
It feels like they had to watch Cheers.
And Carla has a blunt. Like the biggest blunt you ever have seen.
That feels right.
While she's making a drink without the and Ted Danson's in the back.
Yeah.
And he looks horrible.
Yeah, it's not a good look for
his hair's good though.
Yeah, his hair's good, but it's like, whoa.
God.
That is wild. That is so awful.
All I want to do, I think part of my night tonight when I'm in bed and I'm like, okay, you can relax now, is I'm just looking through that website for an hour at least.
Frasier looks like a Dick Tracy character.
Yeah. The thing is though, I wouldn't want one because they're so ugly. Like, where would you put it?
I definitely want one for my living room. I like love this kind of stuff. I don't want that one, but like I'm sure there's one in there that's like the English Patient, but they're all like killing each other.
This Jaws one is pretty epic.
Wow.
Is that the one?
I don't know.
Or is it the one?
That's the one I saw. That's the one.
It's ridiculous.
Like that is hilarious. Garen, you need that in your apartment.
This one is wild. Like this is a bloody massacre of
it's crazy.
shark
They're
violence.
crazy.
Okay, but at least that kind of happens in the movie.
Apparently Chuck Norris is in
Wait a second.
Jaws.
Why does
Lilith.
Jaws have a human body? That one.
It's like Dog Man.
And is that Alan Ruck on the bottom?
It looks like Lilith and Chuck Norris.
They're obsessed.
Lilith is in so many.
They're obsessed with BB Newirth.
Lilith is a hero there. She's a national hero.
The Ghanaians love BB Newirth.
They love her.
They love her Broadway work.
She's like the David Hasselhoff.
Yes. The
of Ghana.
Yeah. That is hysterical that Lilith of all people.
When she goes, when BB Newirth goes to Ghana, they have a parade.
I mean, it's going to be like one of those old, Bob Hope and Bing Crosby movies, and she's going to like they're going to put a headdress on her.
It's a national holiday.
And then only later you find out they're going to eat her.
Oh, shit. Poor. That's
so
what happened
good.
to her.
That's what happened to her, yeah.
Anyway, I thought this was like, it was so delightful. It was
delightful.
It was so fun to me to see.
Well, we got to catch up.
We do. We have so much.
Our TV is all screwed up because the kid's home, and he hadn't watched this season of Hacks.
Okay.
So we had to send him to his room.
Go to your room and watch
We
Hacks.
did.
Don't come out to you.
No, we sent him to his room so we could watch the final 2 episodes.
Oh.
We thought we only had one left, and then we
Okay.
saw we had 2, and I said, bad news, you're going to have to stay in there.
Yeah.
Because he
Don't come
wants
out.
to watch it. He just hasn't had a chance. So
And you guys are like, we're not rewatching all of that.
No.
Life is short, and it's the tick, tick, tick of the clock for us.
have you watched the end yet?
No.
You've watched it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were going to watch last night, and then we instead watched John Oliver.
And it's like an hour. I think the last one is an hour.
Okay, yeah, so we got to set some time aside. If they aren't scissoring on the last episode, I'm burning my TV.
We will discuss when you've watched it.
Okay.
And we haven't been able to catch up on we just haven't, I guess we haven't been home a lot. They've been going to see movies, the two of them. They've
Yeah.
been seeing a lot of movies. So And then, I don't know, but Jimmy and I need to catch up on Jeopardy. That's really...
Oh, you can't get behind on Jeopardy.
No.
You'll miss everything.
We have done...
You won't understand what's happening.
We have occasionally done the thing where we skip ahead.
That's okay to do.
But the last we watched, this guy was on a long roll.
Yeah.
Wait, was he? He was on somewhat of a roll. So we don't want to skip. We want to see what goes on.
That's all. If we get our friend Rob on the show, we're only going to talk to him about...
was he on Celebrity Jeopardy?
No, just because he had dinner with, what's his name?
Ken Jennings. We're going to learn how to survive working a double shift.
Shit, been there, girl.
I was going to ask, I was guessing the factory job?
Well, I had multiple jobs at once. So yes, I have. This is very near and dear to my heart.
Okay. Garen ever worked double shifts?
Yes. I mean, I would go from here to Barnes & Noble or have a 2-shift. Did I ever do a double at Barnes & Noble?
Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what a double
I have.
shift is.
Tell us.
Double shifts involve employees working longer hours than a typical day's work, extending their contribution to the company's goals. The practice can take various forms depending on the company's needs and employees' capacities. Consecutive shifts mean a person works 2 shifts back to back with little to no break in between. The scenario often sees an employee finishing one shift only to start the next shift after a brief rest. Split shifts involve breaking the workday into 2 parts with a significant break in between. Rotating shifts require employees to alternate between working days, evening and nights over a certain period. So basically what we're talking about is like you work 8 hours, you have a sip of coffee, and then you work another 8 hours at the same job.
Yeah.
So okay, so this was interesting. Under the Fair Labor Standards Act, this is a federal law, non-exempt employees earn time and a half for all hours over 40 in a work week. But double shifts don't automatically trigger overtime. What matters is total weekly hours. So if you work 16 hours, but then you only work, 12 more hours that week, you won't necessarily get overtime. There's no general federal limit on consecutive hours for most industries. See, I was surprised. I thought by law, you'd have to have breaks only for certain few industries, which we'll get into. Like this. However, specific sectors have regulations. Truck drivers, maximum 11 hours driving after 10 consecutive hours off, 14-hour on-duty limit. Pilots, FAA limits duty periods to 9 to 14 hours depending on start time and flight segments. Railroad workers.
We want those flights. We want those
them
pilots
rested.
to take their breaks.
Hell yeah. 12 consecutive hours on duty followed by 10 hours off. And I don't know what that is. So in California, you do get time and a half after an 8-hour day. And you get double time after 12 hours in a day. For a 16-hour shift, the first 8 hours are at regular, the next 4 at 1.5, the final 4 at 2 times regular rate.
Yes.
So that's a lot. But not that's just California.
Right.
Every state has their own laws about double shifts. Okay. The research from National Safety Council shows working 16 plus consecutive hours severely impacts performance, cognitive function.
Not good for you.
No. Fatigue after 16 hours awake impairs performance similar to alcohol intoxication. I just know that when I don't eat or I'm really tired, I feel like I'm drunk sometimes. So I can only imagine. Reduced attention span and slower reaction times, impaired decision making and memory lapses. Performance decline. Significant productivity decreases during final hours, higher error rates in precision tasks, slower physical responses in safety critical situations. So let's take this moment to ask Chris, what were your experiences working double shifts?
Well, I don't know if I ever worked a full double shift like that, like an 8, then an 8. It would be more that there were some periods of time where production was really high where we would be asked to come in and do 4 10s. Oh. And then sometimes it was okay, we actually need you longer.
Oh, God.
Because we're running high and can you stay later? And so the 10s would turn into 12s.
Wow.
And stuff like that.
And that's all on your feet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all on your feet.
And were you exhausted? Do you remember kind of being loopy?
For sure. And so that was hard because I still had night school.
Oh my God.
So, those were that was a rough patch of work, but when I was bartending, and I bartended at 2 different places, those weren't 8-hour shifts. So it was harder, I think, because it was like I would work maybe like a 6-hour during the day. And then, say it was like I'd be there from like noon to 6, which wasn't that many hours. But then I would go in at like 7 or 8 p.m. until 3.
Oh my God.
In the morning. But then I'd have to get back up for the noon, the next one.
Oh my God.
And then I still had school.
So you're supposed to have a certain amount of hours in between. But a lot of the stories that I found were about bartending.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that requires double shifts a lot. Okay. So we said they actively increases safety risks. High-risk industries include healthcare, medication dosing.
Oh, boy.
You might make some mistakes.
Yeah.
Manufacturing, machinery.
Yep.
Transportation, drowsy while you're driving. And construction equipment operation.
I'm imagining a lot of those truck drivers are also working past
the
times they're supposed to, because they have to be at a certain place at a certain time, and like a lot of no-dos involved, to get them, to keep them awake. I could be wrong. Like, I don't.
No, I feel like you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because I know that, I'm guessing that people don't always follow the rules.
They're pushing because they're under pressure too. It's not like they're just like, I don't care about the rules.
Right.
They're under pressure where everyone's always under pressure in every industry to make more money for that rich guy at the top.
Right. Do you want to know about some long-term health impacts?
Of course I do.
Chronic double shift work correlates with cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders, higher rates of obesity and diabetes, mental health issues, elevated anxiety and depression, sleep disorders, chronic insomnia and poor sleep quality. That makes sense because it's all topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
Burnout, emotional exhaustion, and reduced job satisfaction. Can employers require double shifts? At-will employment. In most U.S. states, at-will employment means employers can schedule any hours within legal limits. Employees can refuse, but may face termination.
Sure.
Exceptions exist for union contracts, employment agreements, and state-specific protections.
It reminds me of the episode of The Pit where that one the one intern, is that what they're called? The new ones, the interns? And she leaves.
Yes.
And she goes, you guys can do what you want. Like, I'm setting a boundary and I'm leaving because I'm not doing this to myself. I'm not part of any, like, obviously online medical community, but I heard that started a real, like, hot discussion, because I think there's probably a lot of people who were like, yay, good for her. But I think there was probably another half who said, you got to pay your dues. Like, this is part of what that job is. But it's also like, do you want people that burned out who are in charge of your life?
Right.
So
it's like, I thought that was a really, I like that they did it, but also didn't have a moral sort of, they just left it there.
Well, they
on the show.
had some of the employees sort of reacting.
Yes, which I thought that seemed real.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
So I like that's being explored on the show, because I do think there is that issue in medicine, and you go, I don't want people that are burned out, like, operating on me. I don't want to be the 7th surgery that, I don't want people who've been awake for 18 hours, like, cutting into my body. Yeah.
So here's a practical reality of problems that exist in double shifts.
Let's hear it.
High turnover and low morale.
Right.
Safety incidents and liability exposure.
Oh, yeah.
Difficulty recruiting and retaining staff. Yeah. Negative reputation and employee relations.
Jimmy Fallon.
Right. Yes. Again, what are you watching every night? Does that require that much sweat equity?
Yes.
It's preposterous. Know your rights. Understand overtime laws in your state. Review employment contract and union agreement. Know industry-specific hour limits. Document all hours worked accurately. Now, which industries and roles are most likely to utilize double shifts? Certain industries and roles find double shifts especially beneficial due to the nature of their work and operational demands. Healthcare, as we said.
Yeah.
Nurses and doctors often work double shifts to provide 24/7 care to patients. Manufacturing. Workers in factories might work consecutive shifts to meet production targets, especially when demand spikes. Again, hire more people. Hospitality. I mean, if you're paying double, if you're paying time and a half or double time, isn't it more cost efficient to hire more people and pay them the regular amount? Why do they? It's like they just don't, or maybe it's just so sporadic that that's needed.
Right. It's usually that.
Yeah.
That is the issue. And I mean, I don't know. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it. Thank God.
Hospitality. Employees in hotels and restaurants may work split shifts covering both lunch and dinner rushes. Security personnel frequently perform overnight shifts followed by a day shift to ensure continuous surveillance. Mm-hmm. Emergency services, firefighters and EMTs often stay on duty for 24 hours.
Oh my God.
Resting at their station but remaining on call for emergencies. I don't even want to drive the car if I've been up for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they can sleep until the emergency comes, but...
And then they go down the pole.
They go down the pole.
Yep.
And also, again, like I said, bartending came up a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you an example of one industry tips how to survive, and that industry is nursing.
Great. That sounds like my nightmare is that I would wake up and suddenly find myself as a nurse. So it's the hardest fucking...
I don't understand how people, like just watching The Pit, like this is your life.
So hard.
I can't imagine.
So hard.
I mean, for some, it's a residency. So, right, they might go into private practice. They might go into something with more stable hours, not the ER. But, oh my God.
So fucking hard. The heroes.
Yeah.
And they do everything. They're
Yes.
psychiatrists. They're
oh, yeah. Well,
security,
at least according to that show, they are.
It's...
But I mean, it just blows my mind that people do it, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
Working a double shift is a reality many nurses face, whether due to staffing shortages, emergencies, or unexpected call-outs. While these extended hours are sometimes necessary, they can significantly affect your physical health. I'm out of breath today.
It's emotional, I guess.
Yes.
It's okay.
Mental clarity and emotional well-being. Here are practical, evidence-based strategies for maintaining energy, focus, and resilience to help you navigate these demanding shifts. Prioritize nutrition and hydration. Mm-hmm. Sustaining energy over 16 hours requires more than caffeine and sugar. Opt for high-protein snacks like Greek yogurt, nuts, or low-sodium jerky. And choose complex carbs, such as whole grains, to provide steady energy. Snacking, eating small portions throughout your shift, can help maintain energy levels without the sluggishness that often follows heavy meals. Hydration is equally crucial. Dehydration can lead to headaches, fatigue, and decreased concentration. Aim to drink water regularly and limit caffeine intake, especially later in your shift, to avoid disrupting your post-shift sleep. Take intentional breaks. Even brief moments of rest can significantly impact your stamina and mental clarity. Now, this to me is controversial. If possible, take a 10 to 15 minute break in an area to relax or take a short nap. Mm-hmm. Short naps have improved alertness and performance, which is essential during extended shifts. I just think I would be in hell if I only got to nap for 15 minutes.
I'm not capable of 15-minute naps. I can lay there with my eyes closed.
Right.
But I can't micro nap. Maybe when you're in that field, you can figure it out though. Like me, you become a micro napper.
It almost feels like a skill that you
I think you develop it
because you have to fall asleep fast enough.
Yeah. And then wake up. But when I nap,
I'm done.
I am hardcore goodbye.
Yeah, I'll see you at 6 o'clock. If I'm falling asleep at 2, I'll see you for dinner.
Yeah. After I nap, I need a Diet Coke and chocolate.
Yeah.
So
my naps are like, hello, goodbye.
Yeah.
Zonk.
Yeah, I haven't napped much in the last few months because of the job.
Yeah.
But I can nap. Boy, can I nap.
Yeah. It's more like a day sleep
Yeah,
for me.
that's not calling it a nap. We're going to sleep.
We're doing double shifts of napping.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
do our daytime shift. We take a quick break to eat dinner, and then we go back to sleep.
I'm going to get my 16 hours of sleep.
Same. Yeah. It's also like, I don't have a hard time sleeping that night either. I can sleep hard during the day, and then come around
same.
9:30. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it seems like it's time for bed again.
Yeah, no
same.
problem.
I'm so good at napping.
Same.
But I don't think I'd be good at mini naps.
No, that seems like a punishment.
Here's a fun one.
Okay.
Change footwear mid-shift.
Oh, good idea.
Standing and
Heels
walk.
to flats?
Yes. Standing, maybe a wedge.
Maybe a wedge.
Standing and walking for extended periods can lead to foot and leg fatigue. Consider bringing a second pair of comfortable shoes and changing them midway through your shift. This simple change can alleviate pressure points and reduce discomfort. That makes so much sense to me. Communicate with your team. Let your colleagues know you're working a double shift. Hey, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm on double today.
So give me back rubs.
There's one thing you're going to know is that someone's working a double shift.
I'll never stop saying it.
I don't think anybody's ever kept that a
Guys,
secret.
hour 10 over here. I would never stop talking about it.
Scratching like lines on the wall, counting how many hours
Yeah.
are in there.
I once tweeted or something that something you'll never see on my headstone is, and she did it all without complaining. 'Cause I like to complain, I think.
Same.
Open communication fosters a supportive environment where team members can assist each other, ensuring patient care remains uncompromised. Remember, teamwork is vital in managing the demands of extended shifts. Plan for post-shift recovery. After a double shift, your body and mind need time to recover. To restore energy levels, prioritize getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, avoid stimulants like caffeine before bedtime, and create a restful environment to facilitate quality sleep. Adequate rest is essential for maintaining overall health and job performance. Recognize signs of burnout. Extended shifts can contribute to burnout, characterized by emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and a reduced sense of personal accomplishment. Be vigilant for signs such as chronic fatigue, irritability, and decreased job satisfaction. If you notice these symptoms, seek support from survivors, mental health professionals, or employee assistance programs.
How are those not just what your life is?
What? Chronic fatigue, irritability, and decreased job satisfaction?
Yeah, like how is
That's a
that?
good point.
How is that just not
You can do that half the time. And then I did find like how to survive being a bartender doing this.
Yes.
A lot of it was sort of the same, but I didn't put it in because it was too long. But one of the things I thought was smart was have friends stop by at some point in the middle of the two, in the middle of the shifts, so that you at least have something to look forward to, and B, it distracts you for a while, and
just
that
like
kind
give
of thing.
me a break from the sexual harassment.
Right. Okay, here's a little story.
Here's a little story.
Booked for overtime. I used to work for a company where the boss had this habit of demanding that we stay late, even when there was absolutely no work left to be done.
This is like Office Space.
Yep. This isn't exactly double shift, but it's the same idea. It was one of these toxic environments where productivity was measured by the hours you spent at your desk rather than the actual output of your work.
Oh, God.
I'm sure I told you this about that one game show I worked on before the pandemic where we had to actually work in the office. Mm-hmm. And when you work on a game show, you have a quota. That's your job.
Yeah.
You have a quota, and if a question gets kicked back to you, you fix it. That's part of your day. Yeah. So I would finish 2 hours early.
Of course, because you're faster than everybody.
I work quickly.
You do.
So.
Oh, everybody hated you.
I don't even know if they knew. I'm just sitting there. So at one point I said to the boss or one of the bosses, I was like, I'm going to go. Like, I'm finished. Yeah. And they said, no, you have to stay till 6. And I said, why? I have done my quota. Why do I have to stay? Well, you never know if we'll have a meeting. We never had a meeting. And I said to him, we have never had a meeting.
Yes. Good for you.
I think I stayed because I didn't want to lose my job.
It's so annoying, though.
But you're being punished for being good at your job.
Yes.
Which is so stupid. Okay, so
that's the thing about jobs, though. When you're good at them, they usually just give you more of the same shit to do.
But they wouldn't give me more. Like I would. You know what? I would start on the next day's work. That's all I could do.
Yeah.
Okay, so one day after wrapping up all my tasks, well before the end of the day, my boss came over and told me, "Boss, you need to stay late." Me, why? Boss, because that's just how things are done around here. Mind you, there was literally nothing left for me to do. Now, instead of arguing or trying to reason with him, I decided to play along with his ridiculous demand for overtime pay. I nodded, grabbed a book I had been meaning to read, and settled back into my chair.
Good.
For the next 2 hours, I sat at my desk, flipping through pages, occasionally pretending to jot down notes, and looking as busy as possible.
Sounds like a lot of my time at office jobs.
At the end of these 2 hours, my boss came by to check on me, expecting to see me toiling away at some imaginary task. Instead, he found me reading a novel. He looked puzzled and asked, "What are you doing?" With a straight face, I replied, "Well, you asked me to stay late, so I figured I might as well put in some overtime. This book has been on my reading list for a while." My boss was speechless. He couldn't really argue with me since he had asked me to stay late, and I was technically still on the clock. From that day forward, he never asked me to stay late unless there was actual work to be done.
Good.
So I should have brought a book, and they could have all just watched me read a book.
I mean, I spent a lot of time, I think, at jobs like that. Like, I had a lot of shitty office jobs, just here and back in Ohio. I don't know, just like working on my own stuff.
Yeah.
Working on jokes, working on, packets, working on sitcom, like stuff that was my own creative work. Because I was like, I'm done. Like, the actual work, and I think this is not just me saying this has been established, like, there's usually only like 3 to 4 hours of actual work for most people to do at their jobs. If you're I'm not talking about industrial jobs where you're up and moving around. I'm talking you're at an office job.
Yeah.
And you're an employee. You're not the owner. The owner's always busy.
Right.
It's your business. Everybody else, you do it in like 3 or 4 hours.
Absolutely.
So, you know what? Use it for yourself.
Okay. We're going to take a break.
Let's take a break. And then we'll be back.
We'll be back right after this. Hello.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back yourself.
Hi.
Hi. How was your break?
Mediocre, I would say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Usually you say fantastic, like perfect.
I know. I forgot to get water.
Utopian.
And I'm regretting my decision.
Oh, you didn't get water? Do we need to stop and go get water?
No. I think overall, you can probably tell by my glorious skin, I'm well hydrated.
You're plump.
I'm plump.
You're plump in the face. No, that'll dehydrate.
I'm okay. I can make it.
Yeah, okay.
Use the straw. There's no backwash.
Oh, there's no backwash. Well, now, of course I want some.
You think there's no backwash using a straw? There's probably more.
No.
Because you're not capturing it all.
I'm capturing it all.
I mean, it seems like something that they should
I'm a
do
professional straw user.
on what was that show? Mythbusters. Like, is there more backwash? I don't even like the name. It's so disgusting.
Mythbusters? You don't like that name?
No,
Gross.
Mythbusters, I'm good. I don't
Backwash?
Yeah.
That's felt like a big topic in my house as a child.
Yeah.
Where my brother's discussions of backwash. Like, you drink my Pepsi? I don't want your fucking backwash. And then, like, punching and gay slurs and holes in walls. It's just all about backwash.
Everything's the drug dealing.
Yes.
It all started with backwash.
Yes. Suddenly I have like drug weights, like his cocaine scale in my house.
Yes.
Just started with backwash.
It's like the broken window theory.
Slippery slope.
Yep.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, very slippery.
Yeah, it starts with backwash.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're dealing coke.
That's right.
Some good money in it.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, you want some cash, quick. It's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Go old school. Don't get into this like designer drug stuff.
No, you can stick to the natural stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why get a wide-brimmed collared shirt first? Or is that later?
Wide-brimmed?
Wide-brimmed
Wide collar.
collar?
What kind of a
Wide
gay
collar.
man are you? Wide-brimmed? Unacceptable.
We're taking your gay card.
I went to that show, and I went with a friend of mine, and he brought a friend of his, and they brought several lesbians with them.
Okay.
And at one point, they were trying to figure out an actress's name that I can't remember who it was, and I was like, I'm more lesbian than gay man, so I can tell you who you're talking about.
Okay.
And it was like
Tyne Daly.
Ellen or
It was
somebody.
Tyne
I don't know
Daly.
who it was.
I have
It was Tyne Daly.
actually, I have something to mention. But first, I want to introduce our guest,
Please.
and then I'm going to mention it.
We've left her out too long.
It's too long. So, on the
This
first
is
half,
delightful.
The first half of the show, we talked about here. Buckle up, okay?
I'm ready. Pew, pew.
First half of the show, we talked about working a double shift.
Yes, we
how to
did.
survive working a double shift, and now we're going to talk about how to survive a double mastectomy.
That's
with
a
Chesley
pivot.
Crisp. Hi, Chelsey.
Hi, Chelsey.
We're so
Hello.
glad to have you. It's been a while in the making.
Yes.
It's been a while in the making. Thank you for your patience. It's
Absolutely.
been a long year, as you can imagine,
yes.
as we'll discuss.
Yes, we will discuss.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Chelsey is an actress. You may recognize her from Fresh Off the Boat. That was so fun, and you were so great on it.
Oh, thank you.
And your new projects include a movie on Amazon called Balls Up with Mark Wahlberg.
Nice.
I have so many questions about Mark Wahlberg I want to ask you, but I don't know if you're allowed to answer any of them.
I would love to answer questions about Mark Wahlberg because actually I wasn't asked that much about him in publicity, and he's a delightful man.
He
and
is?
I would love to discuss. Yeah.
Is he?
He really is.
Well,
my experience was, yeah.
Did the murder come up at all? Not a murder. He maimed someone. He didn't murder them, but he maimed someone. That didn't come up?
It didn't come up in my discussions with him, but I did speak to someone else in the production about it, and I do know that he made amends.
I know.
And feels, he couldn't have been, genuinely, he could not have been a nicer, more welcoming
that's so nice.
Presence on set.
Oh,
he was
that's
really nice.
That's nice. Did he make you do squats and?
He did not, but I did always think it was hilarious. We shot it in Australia. I only shot a couple weeks, and it was, we'd get to work at your usual 6, 7 a.m. But Mark had already been to the gym at 4, and I think church every day as well. So he'd put in a full day's work, and then he's one of those guys that's also running a lot of companies at the same time. So he's got a lot of people on set helping with that. But I've been around that before where that's quite intrusive on the production process. Not at all.
Oh.
This was very he never took time away from anybody else or from the process. So honestly, I really enjoyed working with him. I thought he was fabulous.
So Wahlberger didn't interrupt the movie making.
No, and actually, as I recall when that came up, it was very that's my brother's thing,
Yeah. He threw them. Let's be honest. He threw them what's the expression?
A bone?
Yes. He threw them a bone in the form of a hamburger. So, and then you're also on a TV show. Is it a TV show called 2026?
Yes.
On Tubi. Mm-hmm. And what is that about?
That is a TV show that the BBC made that is a workplace comedy about the planning committee for the 2026 World Cup.
Oh,
and it's
fun.
all about the office politics and the bureaucracy around planning an event of that scale, which this time is happening between 3 countries, America, Canada, and Mexico, and kind of everything that can go wrong in that environment.
That sounds really interesting.
It's a great show.
Oh my gosh! Would we know anyone else in it?
Hugh Bonneville.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And then a lot of amazing British actors, a few American actors, Paulo Costanzo, Stephen Kunkin. It was an incredible shoot. We had a great time. Though what we're about to talk about coincides with that shoot.
Okay, so you were working on a show. Take us back to where your story starts.
Yes. So that show filmed in London, 2026, shot in London. And I was 3 weeks away from leaving for the trip. It was over the summer, so my family was coming, my husband, our boys, we were all going for the summer. And as we're starting to get packed, I find out that I had breast cancer before.
Oh, you did?
A few years before. Very, very early stage. Not the kind that felt like an identity shift.
Okay.
They caught it really early. I had a few minor surgeries, and then it was sort of in our rear view, and I was supposed to have an incredibly low risk of recurrence.
Okay.
So it wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't really weighing over my head as this thing that's going to ever come up again. But I had to do very regular mammograms and surveillance and all that. So I was, they kind of were like, let's knock this out before you go on the shoot. I was like, great, let's do it. And I kind of knew from the first one that something was wrong because I've been through the system now, and what everybody's faces look like when they see something they don't want to see. And so I, they did see a few things they didn't want to see. They had to do some biopsies. Those biopsies came back, and it showed that the breast cancer had come back, and that it was like a little bit more aggressive than it had been the last time. And so I very quickly got, second and third opinions. We're 3 weeks away from leaving to shoot the show.
God.
I had known about this show for 6 months, I think.
Sure.
And I know the showrunner, the writer, and so I needed to very quickly get an answer of, can I go do this, or do I need to, back out? So I got 3 different opinions. They all were consistent that I needed to have a double mastectomy this time. And because I was doing a double mastectomy, I could go do the shoot. That I was okay to shoot the show.
Oh, so you had to do it before.
After.
Okay.
The recovery for that is long. It can be very long.
They're saying it's not going to spread or get worse in the time that you're doing the show.
Yes, the profile of the type of cancer that I had, they were not concerned about it. It was a 7-week shoot, so they were not worried. As long as you come back and have this mastectomy right when you get back, we're okay with this. So that's what we agreed to. And then 24 hours after I got the diagnosis, or 40, it was either a day or 2 days later, I sprained my ankle.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Which is when I was on Jimmy's podcast, and I didn't know then that I had a real issue. I was in like cancer world. I was dealing with the cancer diagnosis.
Found that out, right?
I just was playing with my kids. I'd kind of hurt my ankle. I didn't really know what was going on. I was with
I do
doctors
remember this.
constantly.
Yeah.
I was with doctors nonstop for like 10 days. They all were looking at my foot going, yeah, that's probably fine. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
And then the day that Jimmy's podcast was like the day that I finally got all the opinions. And that's one of the surreal things that happens, I imagine, with any diagnosis, but certainly with the cancer diagnosis. You sort of are trying to go through your life normally, but in the background you have something really crazy happening.
And how old were your sons at this point?
They were 3 and 6. So,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 3 and 6. Yeah.
So that's a lot to.
Yeah.
You're thinking about them and your job and your health and your. Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
It was so much. And then once we kind of had all the questions answered about the cancer stuff, then I got in to see somebody about my ankle, found out it was sprained. Oh. So I had to call the producers of the show, and I was like, hey, here's what's going on.
Right.
Here's this diagnosis. This should not affect us at all, except in the event that we need to use the insurance weeks at the end of the shoot. Just in case anything goes wrong with the shoot, you have to give a certain number of insurance weeks. It's kind of like, I can give this many, but then I really have to be back in the States, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I just want to make sure you guys are okay with that, which they were. And then the ankle was like, the timeline we had for the ankle was just supposed to be, I was in a boot and then a soft brace. And by the time we were shooting, I would be in a soft brace, and you probably couldn't see it.
Okay.
That ended up not being what happened.
Oh no.
Oh God.
I ended up having nerve damage in my ankle.
Oh God.
And I didn't walk for 6 of the 7-week shoot.
What?
I was on crutches.
Wait, first
the
of
whole
all.
time.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so you're walking. First of all, I'm just picturing going through the airport with like a boot, right? Or were you on
I had
crutches?
to go in a wheelchair. Because I had done crutches for about two or 3 weeks at that point, and I was so bruised. I was so bruised. And so there was no way I could make it through an airport.
Oh, so
No chance. So
Were you and your kids doing parkour?
yeah, right.
It's so pathetic what happened. So I went to shoot this show about the World Cup. What happened was I was playing soccer with my kids.
So
Research. Yeah. I was diving deep into my character analysis. So technically it is the show's fault.
Professional.
No, I literally just like kicked a soccer ball and derailed everything. And it ended up being, so it was 10 weeks total that I couldn't walk. And let me tell you, when you can't walk, when you have to use like either the knee scooter or crutches, like the rest of your body is not meant for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like knee issues and elbow issues.
Your whole
and,
body
like,
kind of falls apart, I imagine.
yeah, it was crazy. I felt, and it was so embarrassing. And then every day at work, I was like, how are you? We kept thinking I was going to get better, and I would not get better. I was literally on set, or I was in the doctor's office in London the whole time because they couldn't figure out what was wrong and why it wasn't getting better.
So did they write it into the character, or did they shot around you like you're Lucy covering your pregnancy with a box?
That's what we did. We shot around it. So like I'm either leaning against counters, or like you see one shot where my feet are on the ground, and then you go in for coverage, and I'm actually sitting, but you can't tell that I'm sitting. And so it was that. Fortunately, the first 6 weeks of the shoot were on our office set, so it was a really controlled environment.
Yeah.
But it was not till the very end that someone figured out it was nerve damage. I got a nerve block, and then I could walk for like maybe 6 of our shooting days, one of which was on our soundstage. So they just like brought all my costumes down, and they were like, Chelsey walks in episode 1, she walks in episode 2, she walks in episode 3.
Okay.
And we got all this connective tissue that works, and then we went and did our locations. So when you watch the show, you wouldn't know. You would have no idea.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
Incredibly, well, I mean, obviously they did it for their own benefit, but it's also really nice that they were able to work around and didn't have to like recast because you can't walk.
I never felt one moment. I mean, who knows what was going on in production meetings, but I never felt one moment of stress or pressure from them. They were so supportive. John Morton, our showrunner, Catherine Goss-Fuller, one of our producers, she in particular took such amazing care of me. They were just so. They were so wonderful about the whole thing, and Hugh Bonneville and the cast, like they would look at scenes in advance and go, oh, we have a walk and talk tomorrow. How are you feeling about this? And Hugh would be like, I think I've got a solution for this. At the same time, I'd get a text from the showrunner, John, going, I just looked at the scene from tomorrow, and I think I've got a way to solve this if you don't think you can walk. Like everybody was so supportive.
That's great.
That's really nice.
It was amazing. And you know how it is on a shoot. You work long days. You kind of become like a family. This was maybe more so because they were taking such good care of me. Because like I couldn't get to the bathroom. It was so humiliating. And in the background, no one knew but I had cancer.
Yes, you're also like dealing with this major life stress.
You think this is something?
Truly, yeah, you're right.
Guys,
and
guess what?
I had said to myself, I was like, well, I can't tell. You're starting to become really good friends. I'm like, well, I can't tell them they're dealing with the ankle thing. Like, I can't take any more pity in their eyes. I just thought, once we get the ankle thing resolved, I'll let everybody know. And then the ankle just went on for so long.
Oh my God.
And then when finally I could walk, I remember the first day I walked on set, I walked into this actor, Alexi, I walked into his office and the set was dead silent, like a toddler taking their first step. This group of people had never seen me walk. And we were nearly 2 months into knowing each other. They'd literally never seen me take steps. And it was such for me too, it was such a, I remember walking out to the catering area to meet the caterers because I'd never been outside. I'd never been out there. Walking around from our wardrobe unit to just to do it, just to see what the studio was like because I'd never been around it.
Oh my God.
And
so you would get to set in a wheelchair or that Scooty thing?
I would always try to do the crutches because the wheelchair was psychologically so hard for me. But there were days I couldn't get from the dressing rooms to the set. So I had to eat it and use the wheelchair sometimes.
Unbelievable.
The minute you took the steps, I really hope you did it to announce you had cancer, though.
Guys, they're all applauding.
Got your attention.
Look at Chelsea's walking. And you're like, hello, I have cancer.
It was almost like that because so that was like our last day on that set. And then we were in our green room. It was in between all of our dressing rooms, and that's where we'd all sit and have lunch and everything. So we were kind of staying late one night having drinks, and I was about to be off for a few days, and so everybody was there, and everybody started what are people doing next? What are you shooting next? Conversation, which I knew was coming. Yes. And it kind of goes around the circle, and it gets to me, and I was like, everybody take a drink.
Oh my God!
I got to tell you something, guys, and this is going to be really hard. It's like saddle up. One actor knew, Stephen Kunkin knew, because he'd been with me on a really challenging day. And he was a great support. And I told them, and I mean, people were crying.
No.
But it was such an incredible, again, wave of support.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I think of this cast like family. They were so supportive of me and my husband and my kids. And so we had, I think it was the next night that we had our first big cast dinner because I hadn't been able to walk.
Right.
So we finally had a dinner and then, everybody's having drinks and I'm telling them the full story of what has happened, what's going to happen. And I just felt immense gratitude for that group of people and for that show. The character is such a sweetheart. I was playing this woman who's so good and so earnest and so kind. And so that was a lovely place to live every day to get that break and go into her world. So it felt like a gift. And then we finished the shoot and I went home and that's when I had to face the music and do all the hard stuff.
How soon after you went home did you have the surgery?
It was 3 or 4 weeks after I got back. So you have to do there are all these pre-op appointments that have to happen. Okay. And also there was a big question mark as to whether I needed to be able to walk to do the surgery.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, you had to be healed enough.
Yeah. Yeah, which I was. I was good.
That's good.
I was good. Crazy. It was crazy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's nothing about a double mastectomy that is pleasant or fun. It's really hard.
Yeah.
The recovery is really painful. It's very extensive. And that group, along with all of my other friends, I'm focusing on them because we're talking about the show. But I remember when I came out of the surgery and I came out of anesthesia, they had all sent videos. And I was kind of drugged up, and there's an actor that I really that was supposed to be on our show that couldn't. Long story, but he didn't end up doing the show, and I was like, oh, this is a bummer. This guy's really funny. I wish he'd been on the show. Well, they got a video from him.
Oh my gosh!
Acting as if he'd been on the show.
That's funny.
That is great.
And I was watching it with anesthesia, and I thought did I miss what he filmed? Did he
That's really funny.
But yeah, it was just and then the recovery, and we can ask any questions. We can hit it hard, or we can skim the surface. We could do it however we want to do it. But
first of all, I just want to say that the most painful part of the story to me is that all these actors who have just finished being employed go around and ask everybody what's next. How about fuck you? I just got a job. What do you mean what's next? That is so horrible to me.
That sounds so stressful.
That is awful.
That sounds so.
Do people have jobs just lined up?
I mean, I think it's a little bit different in London because they have
because there's 12 actors there and they do everything.
Oh my gosh, so they've got amazing. I mean, I love this is the second show I've done there. I love working in London. One of the things that they do though that we don't do, certainly not in LA, maybe a little more in New York, they do go from like TV to movies to theater.
Oh, okay.
And it's not as separate. And
Yeah.
so they a lot of them were like, you know, they'd auditioned, so they'd been auditioning for something while we were shooting that they got or didn't get. And so yeah, I do think it's maybe a little bit easier to transition job to job.
That's great.
Over there. And it didn't have that edge of there was no like competition to it.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be a friendlier world over there in regards to, I mean, just
I don't think they take themselves as seriously.
yeah,
That's my experience.
yeah.
So, getting back to the recovery. So, first of all I can think about is that you have 2 little kids and you're trying to recover and they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So how did
I was thinking that too.
like did your husband just kind of swish them away or
You know, we had made a decision. So when we went through it last time, my oldest was 3 and the baby was 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
And so we had made a decision, obviously, to, you know, focus on the surgery, not the sickness. And also because we knew like I wasn't going to need to do chemo or any of that. So it was just surgery, right? And so what was this time we thought we want to do the same thing. It's a much bigger surgery, but it would be too scary for a 3 and a 6-year-old to even know about cancer and what it means and what it is. And so we focused on the surgery, not the sickness. That was our general template, and it worked really well. And my husband deserves so much credit for the way that this year went. Not the whole experience in London of my ankle, like. He basically,
Because I was thinking
overnight.
about that too. They're all there.
They're
right?
all there.
And you are, you know, you're staying you're doing your whole long day on set, but then when you get off set, your kids are like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." You still can't walk, and you're exhausted.
And I was in so much pain because I might have tried to do something that day that I shouldn't have done, and so I would get home in so much pain, and I would sit down in our living room and ice my ankle, and I was supposed to get it up over my heart, and so I would literally just lay in the living room, and the kids, you know, they'd play cards around me.
Their dad is like full time.
We had
you had help, I hope.
We had help, yes.
Good.
We did, and we couldn't have done it.
Yeah,
could not have done it without. And we were very, very lucky that we had the help that we did. And at the same time, yes, he works too. He's a writer, so he was working as well. But they were kind of having this great London experience. They would like go do all the fun stuff. They had fun stuff.
And you're like, what was it like?
Yeah, which exactly. I'm like, what happened? Tell me everything. But yes, so we had we had 2 women, our nanny and an assistant, who both came with us to London.
Good.
And then were with us back in Phoenix for the surgery as well. And those 2 women, Megan and Destiny, saved our lives and our family like I cannot express.
Oh my God, that's
great.
They
brought so much joy into our house at a time where it would have been really hard for me and my husband to just pretend we were okay all the time.
Yeah.
Some days you can do it and some days you can't.
Yeah.
And so having them there, we had also just moved back to Arizona, so we had our family there. My sister, my in-laws, my brother-in-law, my husband's parents, my mom came in town. So it was kind of an all hands on deck because we knew how big the surgery was. And then we had a lot of great friends who helped us. And
would that be? I mean, you don't have to share this if you don't want to. But did that have any bearing on going back to Arizona, or was that going to happen anyway?
No, we had moved back. We had moved back maybe 8 months before, and I got the diagnosis right at the end of what was our first school year for the new school that our kids were going to. And this is another thing that I'm so grateful for. It was literally their last week of school, and all these friends we had just made, we'd just gotten to know these people. They treated us like family. Like the way they showed up for us was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Yeah. And we were so wrapped in love by that community too. So I will say the silver lining of the whole thing, it's dark, but it's not. It is a little bit like going to your own funeral.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When you go through something that intense and you see who's there
Yeah.
And you know, there are scary moments. They're more than moments. There are a lot of scary times where you start to like face your mortality.
Yeah.
And for me in particular, what was supposed to have been this low grade early stage ended up being upstaged, and the picture was a little worse than we thought. And there were like all of these mitigating factors that made things kind of worse and worse and worse after the recovery, during the recovery, after the surgery. The picture kept changing to the negative side.
After the recovery?
During the recovery after the surgery, because it's from the surgery. So before you have the surgery, they have a biopsy to go off of. And so they can see what's in that tissue from the biopsy. But after you have a double mastectomy, or at least in my case, they then do a pathology report on all of the tissue. So they can see. Then they really know what was in your breast tissue.
Okay.
And so for me, in my case, it was upstaged at that point.
So they're like, it's worse than we thought it was.
Yeah. They had thought it was a non-invasive cancer that was contained to a duct, but it ended up that it was invasive. And so that leaves a lifetime risk on the table that it's gotten into your bloodstream. My lymph nodes were clear, which was a really
I was going to
great
say,
thing.
there's like what they call it, the perimeter or something, where they make sure it's not like anywhere else near the site.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, that's one thing that was a surprise to me. Like, your breast tissue is like goes almost up to your collarbone.
Wow.
It's in your armpits.
Yeah.
So they take all of that tissue. So, and I mean, that was explained to me, obviously, but I didn't know that before this. So they don't leave any breast tissue in your body. And so your recurrence risk at that point, and this was probably the hardest moment. We were talking about recurrence odds, and I didn't hear it in the room. I heard it later at home. At this point, when we were talking about a recurrence, because the breast tissue is gone, that means a stage 4. It means a metastatic recurrence somewhere else in your body. So all these numbers that you're talking, I'm thinking recurrence meaning the same thing is coming back. It's not going to be the same thing if it were to come back. It's not in the same ballpark. So you have those moments of like, wow, here I am thinking I'm at midlife, and maybe I'm not. And what does that mean for my kids and my husband? And so,
oh my God,
taking a look at everybody who was around us at that time and being able to go like, this is who's going to help raise my kids.
Oh my God, Chelsey, geez.
Was like, I can say that now from a place of, and I mean it so genuinely. That is a gift.
Yes.
That's a real gift.
Absolutely.
I remember going to trauma therapy when I was able to like get out of the house to sort of deal with some of these heavier things, and that my doctors had referred me to. And I remember asking this therapist early on, I was like, when people say this bullshit, like cancer's the best thing that ever happened to me, like what the fuck is going on there?
Yeah.
What is that? And she was like, well, they don't start there, right? Nobody starts there.
Sure,
Right.
It's a process. And I was like, that's not a destination I'm ever going to reach.
Right.
But I actually now, I feel like I can say that comfortably from the other side. That I think what people mean, or at least what it means to me, is just the realization of what is important and what is not important. What I will spend my time on and what I won't is so clear now in a way that it didn't used to be.
I have heard that. That's amazing. I think that's really freeing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And just, especially I think in our business too, like it's very easy to get priorities upside down, right?
Yes.
It's like so easy to lose your way and focus on the wrong things. And this is like the polar opposite of that. You're forced to deal with.
Yes.
If you're forced to face your mortality, then you're going to make those choices in a more conscious way.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how it's felt to me.
I think in that way of sort of teaching you how to live in a way that's very purposeful, or like, I don't want to waste my time on these things.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to spend time around people that don't bring me joy, you know, or I don't have to be in this kind of toxic friendship, or this job doesn't bring me joy. So, I mean, certainly financial things you might have to still say yes to that you wouldn't normally, but you can go like, no to this and no to this. It just clears a path.
Yeah. It does. It really does. It makes it so simple for me, even with auditions, of like, that's something that works for my family. That doesn't work for my family. Especially when I had to be out of the rotation of daily family life for so long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That now it's like, I got to love look, my career's not in a place that justifies this, but for my life, I'm like, I gotta love that role and those people and that location.
Yeah.
No,
to go do
great.
it, you know?
Yes. That clarity, I think, is like a real gift that a lot of people could benefit, not from having to have cancer to get it.
Yeah, I wish that wasn't the way.
Yes,
I wish.
yes.
I think there are things that we know. We logically know those things, right? We know what our priorities really are at the end of the day. But there's just so much in modern life that steers you off course.
Absolutely,
you know? There's so much. I don't even. To be honest, I used to be somebody who like answered every email. I'm not anymore. I'm not the most reliable at texting back because I'm not willing to spend 3 hours every day now answering every email and every text message.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you're right. It is a gift.
Yeah, it is.
So you are healthy now, yes? Mm-hmm. And you just have to take it one day at a time, I suppose.
Yeah. So I now I'm on estrogen suppressors, which you can imagine what a joyride that is.
Wow.
Wow.
So fun. So like everything that's happening in women's health right now with all the hormone replacement therapy and what an amazing, big positive thing that is. So this is the opposite of that.
You don't get that.
I will not only not get that, but this is, let's take the estrogen out when you're younger. Oof. Let's start the roller coaster now.
Oof.
So that sucks. And to be honest, I would have 10 more surgeries if there was a way to avoid being on this medication.
So is it Tamiflu?
Tamoxifen.
Okay. That's the word I was looking for. My friend Anne, a close friend of mine who went through a very brutal, similar experience and has to have mammograms constantly, and every time she's very stressed. She takes a very brutal medication and also cannot have estrogen, and it's emotionally very difficult.
Very.
So when you say it's so awful, how is it awful?
So,
your moods,
mood, for me, it's really mood more than anything. It makes me feel like I can have these moments where suddenly I'm just crying out of nowhere. Nothing happened. Nothing triggered it. We're like about to walk out the house and go do something. And I'm like, I have to go for a minute. And I'm kind of running away from the kids so they don't see it. And my husband is like, look over here. So there's that. There's like, I feel impatient in ways that I never used to feel. I think of myself as being a very kind of grounded, patient person. But I feel, how with kids, you talk to them a lot about emotions and the space between what you feel and what you do and pause, this and that. I can feel in myself as an adult, that pause is getting shorter. I'm just sort of, I'm edgier. And so accepting that and figuring out what to do with it and how to ride those waves.
Yeah. That's hard.
And
there's nothing that's really, you're describing what menopause is, right? Mm-hmm. Without having the help of estrogen, which is what that's for.
Correct.
The stuff they are now saying women can take and you're not allowed to, which sucks. Mm-hmm. Do they, is there something else that you can have?
Yes. For most women, if they were with those types of side effects, that's where they would start to use the support of antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication, the SSRIs, the SNRIs. That's usually the first course, or what do they call it? First line treatment. So fun fact for me, something else that they found.
You don't react to those medications.
Correct. There are these liver enzymes that convert medications. And I'm actually not on tamoxifen because I can't convert that medication.
Oh, okay.
For the same reason, I cannot use SSRIs and SNRIs and most of the medications that would be used to treat depression and anxiety. So I just have to raw dog it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Is that just something you're born with?
Yeah, it's just something you're born with, and it's so confounding for the doctors, right? It's hard to see. This was something we encountered over and over again after the surgery. It is so hard to be the conversation that a doctor has to have in their day or their week where they're like, I don't know what to do, and I'm so sorry. And I ended up there so many times.
Yeah.
And this is the last one now. That everything else we figured out and solved, and but this is the last one that's like, I was literally talking to my oncologist yesterday. And she, she's helpless to, so it's, cognitive behavioral therapy and the trauma therapy. I've done ketamine therapy.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, which I actually found really helpful. So before the ketamine therapy, the thought for instance, the hormone medication. I don't feel good on it. I feel irritable. I feel sad. I have to walk away from my children. And that's very triggering to me. Anything that's like letting my kids down, that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
So I could walk away and go, I stay on this medication and I suck as a mom. Or I get off this medication and I might die and they don't have a mom.
Right.
Like, those are my options.
Right.
That was before the ketamine therapy. Then, after the ketamine therapy, I could walk out of the room, start to have that same thought, and go, or the medication regulates in your system after a few months, and you start to feel better, and it doesn't feel like this all the time.
Yeah.
Or it feels terrible, and you have to get off the medication, but you never have a recurrence anyway.
It gives you other
Hope.
options.
Yeah, hope and
Yeah.
options, and it's
Yes.
not so doom and gloom and
Yes,
catastrophizing.
yes.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
Is there a referral code for that?
Sponsored by Ketamine.
I mean, I will say the place,
Yeah.
I believe it's pronounced Catalix. Catalix in Arcadia, Arizona is where I have gone, and it is a phenomenal facility, and it has been life-changing for me.
So at that dosage for that purpose under medical supervision, are you hallucinating?
Yes, I would describe it, for me, it's almost like being on a theme park ride where it's this fully, the way it's depicted in movies,
Yeah.
right? It's this fully psychedelic experience. And I sort of feel like I'm going through it. Sometimes I'm in it as like, there was this one moment, to go back to Fresh Off the Boat for a second, which was a long, long time ago now. I had in one of my ketamine visions, Randall Park was there and we were dancing. We were like trying to learn some silly dance moves, which is a thing we would do sometimes on the show. And we were just dancing and we were laughing and we were having so much fun. And I gotta tell Randall, I've told him this. And then then you sort of like the song transitions and you go into a different scene. And in the next scene, you might be, I was in my grandmother's backyard picking raspberries, a memory that I have not cognitively recalled in 20, 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Like I would have forgotten where her
Right.
raspberry bushes are, but that was somewhere in my brain to be found. And so then you make sense, you make meaning out of what you've experienced. And so that vision with Randall, for instance, was like, oh, I miss the fun of my job.
Yeah.
I miss having fun, and,
Right.
and I want to get back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the experience with my grandmother was sort of like, I think what that one helped me see was, because I would have been about 6 or even younger, and go like, oh my gosh, these memories my boys are making right now are gonna last forever.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
yeah.
get out of here
Yeah.
and go play.
yeah.
Go play with
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Maybe not soccer.
No, not soccer. They were playing soccer the other day, and they kicked the ball into the patio, and I went to kick it back, and my 7-year-old goes, "Mama, no!"
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I was like, "You are correct, sir. You can come get this ball."
Oh, that's so cute.
So cute.
Well, now I understand why you couldn't do ketamine every day, because it's you're you're actually
They
hallucinating.
do, I think, have lower dose amounts that are more of like a
More
daily,
like a microdosing
maybe
type
like
thing?
a microdosing option. If I'm not a doctor, guys.
right
Nor am I.
anymore since the incident.
Yes, exactly.
They
I've
pulled
been-
your credentials.
took my license away, and that's why I do
Double
this
shifts.
podcast.
Was that when you accidentally gave someone Tamiflu when they needed tamoxifen?
I know. I was like,
Is that when you lost
she's
your
like, does
license?
she know Tamiflu is for when you have the flu? I was like, Tamiflu. Here, this will knock it
viable
out of you.
medications.
Listen, I get all my medical advice from RFK Jr., and Tamiflu does cure breast cancer, guys.
Oh my God! I was like, should I call her on it?
Thank you very much. Yes, so I don't know.
Well, this was fascinating.
Really
I'm
interesting stuff.
So happy you're healthy.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I am grateful for you that you get to have this clarity. Obviously,
Yeah.
it would
And
be-
for sharing for
Yeah.
a lot of our listeners who probably have experienced something similar.
Yes.
Or know somebody
Yes.
who has gone through it.
It is getting diagnosed, just in droves right now, and younger because I think because the imaging is getting better.
Oh,
So,
got it.
as my public service announcement, I will just say I was 37 the first time that I felt something that kicked this whole thing off. So I was not old enough for mammograms yet.
Yeah.
So I was
Wow.
doing self-exams because I'd had a girlfriend who had it when I think we were in our early 30s. So I wasn't like, I'm not going to claim I was doing them every month,
Right.
but I certainly recommend that you do.
Yeah.
But I was doing a self-exam when I found something, which
That's
is what
an
led
excellent
to the,
PSA.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely, that's one thing you can do.
Everybody, do your
Feel up-
exam.
feel up your breasts.
Feel them up. Feel them up.
Do it tonight.
Yeah, do it.
Do a check. Everybody
Do it at work.
Yeah.
You know.
Do it at your office. Just take off your shirt.
Do it
and
during the.
Do it at your desk.
Yeah, wherever you are right now, just do it.
Just
In your
drop
car.
everything.
Let go of the wheel and take off your shirt and take off your
Yeah.
bra and just start examining yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus got that wheel anyway.
That's
He's got it
right.
For you. You can go ahead and handle that.
That's right.
That's all you need. Jesus and Tamiflu.
That's That's a good place to end. Chelsey, this was so great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is the first time I've told the story in public.
wow.
Oh,
Well,
thank you
we're
for sharing
honored.
it with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And we will be back right after this with what did we learn today?
So much.
So much.
Danielle,
Kristine.
are you ready to learn what we learned today?
So ready.
Ravens do not make good pets.
Oh.
They are incredibly destructive, demanding, and noisy. I already live with enough of that.
Yeah.
Because of their high intelligence and strict legal protections, such as the Migratory Bird Treaty Act in the U.S., keeping them requires extensive specialized permits and a massive commitment.
Oh, you don't need that.
I don't want either of those things in my
No.
life.
Crows are the same.
Oh.
Also, they're
Interesting.
Which I always had like, if I were ever going to have a bird, I wanted a crow or a raven.
My husband, too.
And I didn't know they were illegal to have.
You guys could be roommates.
I do not understand having a bird as a pet.
Same.
For this reason. They fly. They want to fly.
Yeah.
They can take care of themselves. It's not like a dog that needs care, needs companionship, needs food. Fucking birds are supposed to be birds.
Let birds be birds.
Let birds be birds.
For God's sake, let a bird be a bird.
I just don't get it.
I'm with you.
Thanks.
We're going to get so much hate for that.
I know, the bird people.
Bird people are coming for us.
Boy.
I'm scared. We're going to get dead birds sent in the mail.
Would you say we rattled some cages?
A new television adaptation of The Birds is in the works. The limited series will star Succession's Sarah Snook and is being written by Tom Spezialy from The Leftovers. The project is a present-day reimagining set in Alaska, blending a murder mystery with hostile swooping bird attacks.
Fun.
I'll watch that.
Love Sarah Snook.
In Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Iowa, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Tennessee, I'm going to name 50 more, to name a few, employers are only beholden to federal law, time and a half after 40 hours a week, with no daily overtime or weekend protections. Get your shit together, those states I mentioned.
Yeah,
Come on.
that stinks.
Guys, this has been really fun.
Really fun.
I've enjoyed myself thoroughly,
Same.
and I hope everyone listening has as well.
Yeah, that would be good.
We should do this again next week.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll be here. Will you?
Sure.
Garen?
I guess so.
All right.
All right. Well, then,
Until
until next time, remain calm.